All righty. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry to really throw you under the bus in that
Scared
last segment,
me there,
but
Mikey boy. Wow, you scared the heck out of me right there. Well, thanks for having me. I really appreciate you inviting me to co-host with you today.
Well, you invited me,
on
but
your final day. But all right, you're watching Liquid Lunch. Mike Fumafredo's sitting in as the host today. And it's kind of like it's like a college thesis, you know, when you end the semester and you're going to finish up. This is a big internship you had here, luckily for your father. Well, luckily for you that I'm friends with your father and your mom and the whole family. But, you know, you kind of came in as an intern, just trying to figure it out. You want to be a sportscaster maybe one day or something in media. And you really picked it up, Mikey boy.
Thank you.
And really amazing how little you had understood when you came to me, and now you're one of the best that I ever had. So
thank you.
Congratulations.
And yeah, just to piggyback off of that, coming into this, I honestly didn't even know the difference between red and blue, left and right, and now, I don't know, I just feel kind of comfortable talking about it with anyone that comes my way out in liberal California.
Well, you're armed now.
Yeah.
But now, look, the good thing is, you know, as much as I get crazy on the show and talk about Trump, and, you know, no other show has as many Democrats on as I do, because you book them all the time. And I'm willing to hear other perspectives. And the way you could disarm people, even when you go back to, you know, La La Land out there, and Mike goes to the University of Southern California.
Fight on, baby.
And, you know, at least you know how to disarm people. Say, all right, man, hey, we don't have the same point of view, but let me hear what you say. Maybe I could look at it from a different perspective. And if they don't want to give in to that, then you have plenty of ammunition to smash them over the head with as well. Verbally and psychologically, but not physically.
So obviously we've been talking a lot about Bitcoin and all the other stocks that have been going on. We're on the Portland station now, the money station out there.
There you go.
We've currently had, the Bitcoin looks like it's on a roll right now. If we look at GFX 12, yeah. If we're going to look at GFX 12, right now Biden's introducing all his policies as he's now looking like he's going to be taking over in just a couple weeks. And I don't know, Bitcoin, the stimulus bill that recently came out says Bitcoin could be fueled right now.
Oh, there's no question about it. And, you know, there's a good article out there why Joe Biden's $3 trillion stimulus package could add fuel to this Bitcoin rally. And, you know, I want to break this down for all of our viewers out there. I've been completely open book. I tell you, you know, I've been long Bitcoin since 2015. Never sold any. Just been holding on to it, kind of put it away as well. If I lose it all, I lose it all. That's my risk. Yeah. And I'm going to sack it away for 10 years. And if the things happen that I think, then it'll be like 100,000. And, you know, my kids and my family and everyone will be set for life. So it was kind of like a all or nothing trade I did, right? And as we wake up today, Bitcoin doubled since the election. So Joe Biden got elected. Bitcoin went from 20,000 to 40,000.
Yeah.
Okay? And one of the things that major institutions around the world are telling me, and I had an email this morning with Neil Cavuto from Fox News because I wanted to talk to the masses about it, was that, you know, the more the Biden-Harris progressive spending gets in place, and they looks very much like they're going to have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, so they can jam anything down our throat. The more money they spend, the more they devalue the dollar. And over the last 4 years under Donald Trump, a lot of institutions and global trading firms and hedge funds have got a little more comfortable with Bitcoin. So they're using that as a flight to safety. And I think that Bitcoin in the year 2021 will hit 100,000. That's how badly they will damage the dollar. And, you know, that's what I got. At 100,000, forget about it. I'll buy an island in the Bahamas, and I'll start my own country.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly,
I'll give citizenship to your father, Burke, Gordon,
Me?
Danny, Brant. Not you. No, this is a men's island. If we have one.
What's it going to be called?
We'll talk about that off air, but we'll see what the inner circle wants. But no, I'm all joking aside, Mike. I hope, you know, younger people can understand this, that the dollar is right now a diminishing asset. And the more we print the more stimulus. They're talking about $3 trillion in infrastructure and, more COVID funds, more COVID relief. Okay, great. But every dollar they print makes the dollars that are in circulation worth less. And many people are saying, all right, well, I did really good in the markets over the last 3 or 4 years, right? Mm-hmm. So now that Biden's going to be president, he said he's going to raise taxes, and I don't know what's going to happen. People are taking profits, okay, and they're taking the cash from those profits, and they don't want to leave it in the bank getting zero interest. They're moving and reallocating a piece of that into Bitcoin as a store of value. So, does that make a little sense to you?
It does. I'm just wondering, because a guy like me, I don't have 41,000 lying around to just put into Bitcoin right now. And honestly, I come from a sports background, so I'm more familiar with sports betting than stocks. And the way I see it right now is kind of like, Bitcoin's going to go up. You don't know how much it's going to go up, but normally in stocks you try and buy low. And if the Chiefs have a 10-point spread playing a pretty good team, and you find out Patrick Mahomes is out with an injury, you take the team they're playing until they change the lines.
That's right.
So is it too late to get into Bitcoin, or is it just going to shoot up, or was it better to get in earlier?
Here's the part that stinks, because I'm not a financial advisor, right? So I can't pound the table and tell people, buy. Because then when the thing goes down, then people, start saying, well, JT told me to buy it, and I got all kinds of legal issues on my hands. So I can't say buy. Okay, I'm not Jim Cramer, all right? But I have been, just in the last 3-4 months, I have been pounding the table telling people that all the reasons we're talking about right now, if Biden wins, market tanks, dollar tanks, Bitcoin is going to be a flight to safety trade. So, I bought Bitcoin last year at 8,000. I haven't fully disclosed it, but picked up some more right before Christmas at 20,000, okay? And even that's doubled now. So, to me, I'll say this. I'm not selling Bitcoin at all. I have no intention of selling Bitcoin. And I believe if Joe Biden's president and his policies of spending go forward, then more and more people are going to run to either gold or Bitcoin.
What about those other cryptocurrencies that are coming available now? Is it just not worth it?
Well, you know what? People get into this thing, they call it FOMO. FOMO. Fear of missing out, right? And the FOMO is, oh man, I should have got in on Bitcoin. And there's all these new ones coming out, and this one's $1, and this one's 80 cents, and this one's $3. I can't curse, okay? But these are, I call them S coins, okay? Just to put it in your head, like spit coins, let's call it, right?
So they're like phonies.
It's a fugazi. If you remember the movie Donnie Brasco, and they give him the diamond ring, that's a fugazi. Mm-hmm. It's like a fake. It's like a bogus Rolex you buy in Times Square for $40. They're fakes. They're frauds. I got guys calling me every other day, buy this one, buy that one. JT, if you put in $100,000, you can make 200 in 3 months. No. The most widely accepted cryptocurrency right now is Bitcoin. There are efforts underway with Visa, MasterCard, MoneyGram. All these major institutions are now getting involved. So it's getting more critical mass around it. And, if you don't have $40,000, you don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. You could buy, $100 worth. You could buy $500. You buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. But as you know, Mikey boy, I also work for a company called InvestView.
Yeah.
And InvestView is in the business of investor education. So if you want to learn more about Bitcoin, you can go to InvestView and you can sign up and pay, a small amount every month, and you can learn some remedial and starter stuff about Bitcoins. And then at the same time, InvestView is in the business of mining for Bitcoins. They have thousands and thousands of supercomputers out there solving transactions on the Bitcoin network, and they get paid a little fee in Bitcoin for being part of the validation network, right? Yeah. So InvestView is like today, I don't know, InvestView, let's take a quick look. It's been on a roll lately.
The Dow's kind of down right now for today. It's only like 19 points, but...
Well, that's a bad thing, too, because I expect it to go down more. But it was up, 2 and change yesterday. All 3 indexes closed at their all-time high, which is like, it's like a triple-double in basketball. It doesn't happen all the time where all three indexes close at their all-time high. In fact, I don't think it's ever happened before. But the market's going to dwindle its way down, Mike. There's no two ways about it, that we're going to do too much spending here under the Biden presidency. It's going to work its way down. But InvestView is a company that you could buy, publicly traded company, make sure it's suitable for you, do some homework, education, and all that stuff. But the stock is 20 cents. Mm-hmm. And their whole future and their earnings rely on how much Bitcoin they can mine every day, and then the appreciation on that Bitcoin because they hold a bunch of it. So it's kind of like they call it a proxy trade.
Yeah.
Where, all right, I can't afford to buy Bitcoin for 40 grand. So what can I buy? And you look for other companies that are collaterally attached. And InvestView, at this point, to me, I'm not giving out any non-public information. You can look at the most recent announcements from the company. You will have a correlated effect on the stock price of InvestView by how Bitcoin trades. So people may want to take a look at InvestView under the symbol INVU.
Yep. Well, we're hoping Bitcoin, InvestView, and all those other ones go on the rise in these coming months with Biden in office. But we're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be back with more Liquid Lunch right after this.